On today's DNVR Broncos podcast, we are coming to you live from Radio Row, and we've got a big show. Should the Broncos trade for Myles Garrett? We have a very special guest that a lot of you love coming and joining with us in just 15 minutes. And we've also got Ross Tucker joining us, a huge show, and it all starts now. .50 champ Todd Davis.
Thank you.
The body of Henry Chisholm. I'm not quite sure if we've got the soul and mind there after last night.
No, it's all
and
me.
We've got you here behind the camera, plus an awesome support staff here. RC, Alyssa, Allie, Ryan. We got 3 Ryans, literally. And Zach Stevens rocking and rolling with you today. And fellas, the vibes are elite.
They are really good.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a great time yesterday. As you can see, that hat has been added to our collection of hats. I did not wear it, but it lets you know how the night went. Maybe that doesn't let you know how the night went.
Maybe not. That might send the wrong message.
But it was just a good time. I can say that.
It was a good time. But wait, so by the end of the week, because you'll need a haircut, are you going to be wearing that on Thursday and Friday show?
I have packed hats, so I won't need that one.
Yeah, by the end of the week, that'll be the lice hat.
Yeah.
If you want lice, you just put it on. But wouldn't that get you like a couple days off of work?
I don't know if it's worth it. You'll be the kid with lice.
Oh, we're all sharing headsets.
Yeah, you're right. We're toast anyway.
One of us
Spray
gets
those
lice.
off.
Yeah.
I forgot my jeans.
That's bad,
Oh, like
too.
your pants jeans.
I don't
I wasn't
have
sure if
any
you were talking
pants.
about like your actual jeans in your body because
No,
you
those are
were a
stuck to me.
soul of a human this morning, Henry. Todd said we had a good night last night. You really had a good night last night.
We all had a good night. It's those cigars. The cigars are what always
At the
get me
end.
because like you don't inhale and all that, but inevitably you get a little bit in there, and next thing you know, the world's.
You're floating in the clouds.
Yeah.
It was a fun walk back.
The first time when I saw it, so we're staying in an Airbnb,
Yes.
and I came out of my room to Henry slumped over on the couch,
Oh,
and I was
dang.
like, maybe he's just tired, I don't know. And when he got up, his eyes were just bulging out like the SpongeBob meme where they're red and stuff, and I was like, dude, were you and I on the same page last night? I thought we were.
Well, we were.
I bought you a drink, you bought me a drink. It was like 1 for 1. Todd was just providing shots for everyone.
Well, because they
I
gave
like
me
shots.
that with it, the swamp drink.
Yeah, you shouldn't have. That was too much.
Because somebody just bought like 4 of them and started hammering around. I was like, I don't want this. It got swampy.
Swamped?
Yeah.
It got muggy.
Oh, swampy. Yeah, it got swampy.
It
And
did.
speaking of, before we go any further, I have to give a huge shout out to our presenting sponsor, Bet365. We are here down this week in large part thanks to them. So check out Bet365. Use that code DNVR365 when you sign up. We are very grateful to them. And I'm very grateful to you guys. Last night was a blast.
It was.
Today has already been off to a fun start. Man, we've just got quite a week planned for you. How it typically goes in Radio Row, just to give our listeners kind of an overview of how this goes. As the week goes on, more people get to Radio Row.
Yep.
So typically more guests on the show.
For sure.
We've already got a lot of them booked out. We're also going to get some other ones here. And so we kind of just ramp our way into Radio Row. And what our shows are probably going to look like is we're going to have a lot of guests on, especially as the week goes on.
For sure.
And then we're going to be telling stories about the night before, and maybe some stories that shouldn't be told will come out. And it's going to be a blast.
Yeah, this is just the beginning. You
Yep.
know, this is a little foreplay.
Oh,
You can't just jump right into it, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Is that how it works?
You gotta warm things up.
Okay, can we
like
teach Henry?
What do you mean?
Just how things go.
That
Yeah, I
is
shouldn't
true
have said
because
that.
I'm
Yeah,
not
that's
married,
like
huh?
that's a health class.
Oh, yeah, he's
issue.
not-
Not
Yeah.
married, so
That's
I would
fifth
have
grade.
no idea.
No, you would still need. Well, I guess you would still need to know how everything works.
This is Henry's foreplay going into marriage is like
yeah,
this
yeah.
dating.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go.
Why,
There
why
you
You guys
why
do
do people call
foreplay.
it dating? Why don't they just call it like, oh, we're foreplaying? We've been foreplaying for 4 years.
Because when you say that If you said it to your parents, they don't want to hear that. Yeah.
What a weird. I guess before is where the foreplay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I never thought about it like that.
Before play.
Decent word. Yeah.
See, your mind is slowly coming into the show,
Oh,
Henry.
my mind is on fire.
Yeah, well, wearing a Rockies hat kind of cools it down.
Yeah,
again.
that is kind of sad.
Did you guys hear the governor just absolutely blast the Rockies last week?
No. What did he say?
He said it was when he was introducing the new women's soccer team that's here, and he said, all the teams in town have found out a way to use the mile high advantage the mile high altitude to their advantage.
Yep.
Well, except for the Rockies. It's like, dang.
That is true.
But we are here talking about the Broncos, and before we jump in, I have to ask you guys an important question.
Yes.
Since we're down here in New Orleans,
yes,
they've got oysters. We all had oysters this week. Back home, we've got another type of oysters.
Yep.
The Rocky Mountain ones.
Mm-hmm.
Which one would you prefer to put in your mouth, Todd?
Wow. I actually really like oysters.
Yeah.
Little hot sauce, horseradish.
Oh.
It's pretty good.
Wait,
Get a
so
crack every now and then.
You skip the
foreplay?
what's the other? What's the other sauce? The red one.
Oh, you talking about like that goes with shrimp?
Oh,
Yeah,
cocktail sauce?
yeah,
cocktail
sauce.
sauce.
You skipped that?
Yeah, I like the hot stuff.
Okay.
So all the
I like
hot
the
sauces.
cocktail sauce with a lot of horseradish.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like this is like wasabi to sushi.
Yes.
Horseradish
Yes.
is. So could you do a bear one, just with no stuff on it?
I can, but it's not as enjoyable,
Yeah. Like getting the oysters kind of the hard part, Like that's
Yeah.
the
The
expensive.
chewy.
If you're gonna get it, you might as well. It's so easy just to get the cheap stuff.
Did you guys get the raw ones last night? Because we
No.
sat at two different
No.
tables. The raw ones were huge.
They were too big,
They were
yeah.
bigger than my phone.
That's
Wow.
disgusting.
It was massive.
That's the other thing about oysters. It has to be like the small oysters. I don't know if it's East Coast or West Coast.
Yeah.
I think those are on the West Coast, but it has to be small,
Yep.
like, you know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Yep. Yep.
Those big oysters, I'm not swallowing them.
You don't want that just sliming down your
No, I
throat
can't
and your
do that.
mouth. It reminds you a little too much of
Nothing.
Wow.
That's nothing I've
big
had.
oysters. It's a small oyster that reminds you of a big oyster. We went Acme and they did the
Acme.
char broil
Those
ones.
were
That's
good.
stupid.
They put like the crab on those.
No,
Those were
only
so
only
good.
you guys got that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
we
was-
didn't know
that
that you guys were taking care of the bill, so we
Yeah.
just ordered what we wanted and we were ready to pay, and
then you even go more.
then we were like, we should have ordered some more. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Turns out me, Todd, Yaya, and Scott cost as much as the 8 people at the other table.
Yeah. Hey, don't apologize.
split the taste.
Don't apologize for living life fully.
Oops.
Okay, so we are going to dive in to some football in just a second, but before we do that, I have to give a shout out to our friends over at Shady Rays, where, come on, we're in New Orleans. You got to pack your Shady Rays. And, man, everyone needs Shady Rays down here in Denver, wherever you are. This is perfect weather down here. We're looking at 75 and sunny, and no better place to go to get a pair of sunglasses than ShadyRays.com, where there's so many benefits about them. They have so many different choices. They're all polarized. Plus, they're already affordable. And then if you use code DNVR3 or DNVR, you're going to get 35% off. I'm sorry, it's even better than I thought.
Wow.
35% off over at ShadyRays.com. Use that code DNVR. Over 300,000 people have given them 5-star reviews. We love them. The people love them. You're going to love them. If you're hitting the hills to ski, you're going to want to make sure to check them out as well because they got those ski goggles. So whether it's ski goggles, sunglasses, they've got them. ShadyRays.com. Over 300,000 people have used them and given them a 5-star review. Use that code DNVR for 35% off.
And shout out to our friends over at Coors Light. You guys know we love our Coors Light here. And the great thing about Coors Light is whether you're in Denver, you're in New Orleans, you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan coming down from the game, you can always find yourself some Coors Light. And we definitely enjoyed some last night. And you know that it's ready for you and the crew when the mountains turn blue. You got to check out our friends over at Coors Light. It's cold lager, cold filtered, and cold packaged for a smooth finish. Coors Light is mountain cold refreshment, crisp and refreshing as the Rockies. And if you want Coors Light delivered straight to your door, you can do so by going to CoorsLight.com/DNVR, or you can find it pretty much anywhere that sells beer. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Todd, shout out to Bet365. Use that code DNVR365 when you sign up. You just said something that I think unlocks something with our company.
Uh-oh, what?
You said DNVR, but the way you said it with pizzazz and luxuriness, where it sounded like DNVR, like Vuari.
DNVR.
Wow.
VR.
Mm.
Yeah, it had it brought class to it. Yeah, so that's maybe our luxury line.
Yeah.
DNVR.
Whoa.
I love it. We can do like sleepwear, like
Yes.
luxury sleepwear.
Wow, your foreplay sleepwear. You got
Oh,
something
whoa.
on the
Wow.
mind, Todd.
It was,
Still
man.
wearing the hat.
I miss my wife.
Wow. You also unlocked one of my memories from last night when I got you a drink and you had it and you said, "What was that? That was really good." And it was a double well tequila and soda.
Yeah. Well, it was actually nasty, but I just wanted to.
Okay.
I wanted to know what it was.
There you go. It's like, oh, it's so good. I was like, well, that's
You know, you have to ask so you don't get that again.
yeah. Never the double well tequila and soda ever again.
Could you do like extra well?
I don't think
Like,
they
do
do
they have
that.
worse?
They only have the one well.
I think the worst one is when the have you ever taken a what's it called, what are the things that sit on the bar? No, the mat,
bird?
mat shot.
That's
Oh,
disgusting.
where it's all the
No,
things
I'm
that
not
just
doing
miss
that.
the
I'm
shot.
not doing that.
I'll buy you
No.
one.
I would never.
Wow.
Because I feel like, people spill stuff. People like pour stuff on their hands and
Oh,
it falls on the
yeah,
mat.
yeah.
There's so much happening on that
Oh,
mat.
yeah.
What if that's our friendly wager?
What?
Oh,
Remember
we
you
did
were
say we
looking
wanted
for
to do
a
it.
friendly wager.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that it?
No, I'm not. I'm not willing
No?
to even sacrifice the mat.
Is that
shot.
not friendly enough? Like
No.
that's too just unfriendly.
Yeah, that's pretty nasty.
So we're gonna do a friendly wager on the Chiefs Eagles Super Bowl
Yes.
later this week. We'll
You
pick
might have
our
heard
sides.
about it.
And the Super Bowl. We are here for the Super Bowl.
Oh.
And speaking of the Super Bowl, we've got a super guest joining us on set right now. He's the one and only. He's actually not the one. We've got three of them out here right now.
Patrice.
But he is the only Ryan Koningsberg.
That is true.
Wow.
Welcome to the show, Ryan. Woo! That's the biggest applause we've got all week so far, Ryan. How's that feel?
I mean, it feels great. How did you guys get such a big guest?
It was tough. I had
Yeah.
to pull some strings, put some cash under the table. So
Walked around a lot.
yeah. Oh, you looked for the cash.
Yeah, it's not there
I see.
anymore.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Ryan, how was your night? First 24-hour review.
It was great. I feel like we thought we were going to be smart.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is
We
just
really did.
we were so actually Todd even broke down a huddle where he was like, we're going to be smart tonight
That did happen.
and then we're going to let loose on Tuesday.
That did happen. I forgot about that.
Out of like 25 of us, no one had the restraint.
No. And there was also like 3 different times where we were leaving and like Ubers were ordered, and it was like great, and then like the Ubers didn't show up or people just canceled them, and it's like, oh, we're not leaving.
Yep. So we're 1 for 1.
Yeah, we are, man. And it's a great start to the weekend. Speaking of starting things off, Ryan, we're going to start this way, every interview off with this question. We're in New Orleans.
Yes.
So they've got oysters. Back
Yes.
home, we've got another type of oysters.
Uh-huh.
Which one would you prefer to put in your mouth? Rocky Mountain oysters or a uncooked, slimy oyster?
When we talked about this question, it was never which one you like putting in your mouth. It was just which one you eat.
yeah.
But
Well,
he's
is that what you do?
He's adding that flair to it.
I'll take the charbroiled New Orleans style oyster.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
those
kind of
are
that's kind of cheating because you just went like with the perfect
Well,
dish.
and then I'll take, normal raw oysters.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then I'll take Rocky Mountain oysters. I have had Rocky Mountain oysters.
You're the only one. Tell us about it.
See, like me describing it, I think will make you guys want to try it less. But I think you should try it sometime in your life. But it is.
So I need you to
chewy.
describe it now.
It's chewy.
Oh, okay.
Yuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, texture thing. So both oysters have a texture thing then. The
Yeah.
Rocky Mountain and the normal
Yeah.
one.
But with the Rocky Mountain oysters, you do like a horseradish on them, which I like. It's nice.
We were just
Yeah.
talking about horseradish.
Yeah, with real
Love
oysters
horseradish.
too.
Yeah, do you
Yeah.
put that on your just raw oysters?
Oh yeah, I've done that before.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
So let's dive into the news of the day. Of course, right as the Super Bowl week kicks off, Myles Garrett sends things into a tizzy, announcing that he demands a trade, wants to be traded. So, of course, all 31 teams should ask themselves, should we trade for him? What should we give for him? And let's start there. Should the Broncos trade for Myles Garrett?
100%. I think that if you're serious about winning on Bo Nix's rookie contract, you make this type of move. Now, obviously, the price has to be right. You can't go in too deep. He's, I believe, 29 years old. Look at me knowing things.
Yeah.
I actually looked that up yesterday, so I don't really get that much credit for it.
You had Myles Garrett on your mind yesterday?
Yesterday,
Wow.
because Adam Schefter had that terrible tweet comparing the trade, the Luka for AD trade to Joe Burrow for Lamar Jackson, which one of the worst comps I've ever laid eyes on.
Really missed the whole point
I
of the
started
trade.
thinking about who it was, and I thought it was Joe Burrow for Myles Garrett is the more apropos comp.
Yeah.
So then I was trying to find like someone who's kind of the age of AD, who I think is 32.
Yeah.
Look at me knowing things.
This is incredible. Just that's our cap of knowledge on.
Yeah, but anyways, basically in his prime. Got a short window, I think, left of that part of his career. And to me, if the price is right, this is something you absolutely do, because you're saying we have to load up. We have 4 more years of Bo Nix on this rookie contract. Let's go get it.
Henry, do you agree?
If the price is right, then yeah, you do it.
So what's the price?
That's the thing, yeah.
Do we have any reports, rumors out there of what they might be looking for?
Well, the Browns are once again saying they are not trading Myles Garrett under any circumstances. So there's no leaked price.
They have to say that. You can't come out and be like, yeah, okay, we're shopping him, because then the price goes down.
If the Mavs traded Luka, literally anything can happen.
Anything's
It's
up for
true.
grabs.
Yep.
And the crazy thing about this is the Broncos in particular, like, we'll have to give up draft capital, but we actually have 2 pretty good outside linebackers that could fill the void there if there was a trade that
Send
happened.
Jonathan Cooper back to Ohio?
Oh.
What if the price tag is just Nick Benito?
Yes.
Oh, well, yeah. That's
Pure swap.
Wait.
1 for 1?
Let's take a step back. Is Myles Garrett an outside linebacker on this team, though? Or was he a defensive end and opposite Zach Allen?
No, I feel like he would be an outside rusher.
What is he, though?
He could do anything.
295?
He could do anything.
Yeah.
And you think he's standing up?
I mean, it's like Bradley Chubb.
Just
Bradley
have him
Chubb
rush
was like
off the edge, though.
265, though.
I mean, it's the same big edge. Like,
That's what makes Myles Garrett.
He would kill tackles, yeah. I think he should be outside.
Okay, so then, yeah, Nick Benito's probably involved in this, wouldn't he?
I would try to hold on to Nick Benito.
Coop?
But, I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Is like Nick Benito and Myles Garrett together as an edge rushing combo is crazy.
Yeah.
With Zach Allen on the inside and Jonathan Franklin Myers, too?
Yeah.
Scary.
Especially because Nick's going to start drawing the tougher matchups next year.
Yeah.
Even more than, he has these last couple years. You bring in Myles Garrett, he's guaranteed, you can get whatever matchup you want for him.
Would you be willing to pay $55 million a year for both of your outside pass rushers?
It's a lot of money.
It's a ton.
that is.
Because Nick's getting paid this offseason.
I think Broncos fans are going to have a little PTSD of, like, we tried this by drafting Bradley Chubb to be alongside Von Miller. The counter would be like, yeah, but just before that, you had Von Miller and DeMarcus Ware.
Yep, and that got you a Super
and
Bowl.
Shane Ray.
Yep.
Man, it's Ryan, you got me more interested in this trade by pointing out that it was
Squad, yeah.
Got a quarterback on a rookie deal right now.
I know.
And that is the time when you go out and you spend these luxury prices on these guys. I'm a little more sold. But, guys, could you imagine if they traded 2 firsts, including this year, and a second or something, and then you just can't get offense? That's what I can't get myself past to, like, fully going in on this. It's just, man, you'll have no star weapons for Bo.
Yeah, it's a good point. But what about free agency?
T. Higgins is going to be $30 million. He's not a $30 million player.
Yeah.
I think we don't really have the cap space to go out there and pay 3 or 4 guys, but we have enough draft capital to draft 3 or 4 guys that we need. So it may be better to have the draft capital and not have Myles Garrett than the other way around.
Yeah,
trading a first-round pick would be tough.
Oh,
yes.
But it's going to be for sure a first-round pick, right?
Exactly.
Plus?
You would think.
Yeah.
See, that's what we always say. And then all of a sudden it comes out and it's like the Seahawks have acquired him for 2 seconds and a third.
Oh,
and
my
it's like,
gosh.
why wouldn't we do that?
Yeah.
I would go 1 first-round pick plus. So 1 first-round pick and a second, 1 first-round pick and a player. But once it gets to 2, man, I also don't want to leave Bo out to hang and to dry during his rookie contract of just like, nope, it's all going to be defense. You got to carry the offense. I don't want to do that to a young guy.
Yeah.
So what would, like, it's 20, right?
Yep.
What are you drafting with 20 that you feel like is so much more valuable than having Myles Garrett?
Tyler Warren.
Oh,
He's not there at 20. But
Probably
Genty might
not.
be. Genty could.
Genty.
I think
Either
Tyler
of those
Warren could
guys.
be.
But I mean,
Either
you're
of
right
those
for
guys
this
is
year.
better, like,
Yeah, it's
The thing is, you don't have to give him the big contract, because that's why.
Yes.
Like if Myles Garrett was playing on a rookie deal, then it would take a couple of firsts, 3 firsts. But when you have to give him whatever it is, $30 million a year, it just changes the equation a bit.
And it's tough because our problem this year was not pass rush. Like, what he does best was not our biggest problem.
Had like 10 more sacks than any other team in the league.
what if
us?
you take the
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
what if you take the number 1 pass rushing group and add Myles Garrett to it?
It makes them great, but at the same time, like, our number 1 needs are all offensive. So
Yeah.
it doesn't solve anything. It just makes one unit that was already doing well just better.
So many good points are being made. It's hurting my head. But I mean, you got to go up against Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert 4 times a year, and you know that the Raiders are gonna do anything they can to get another good quarterback in there.
You don't just want to say Shador right now?
I mean, they should want Shador.
They should.
They should do her.
They should go after him.
Yeah.
I don't know if it will be though.
Yeah.
I mean, Pete Carroll's like 85 years old. Does he have time for to develop a rookie quarterback?
This is a
I
good
mean, it could
point.
be any day.
He doesn't even buy green bananas anymore.
Wow. That is,
Oh, that's a good one.
Thanks. My grandpa taught me that one.
that's
good
really
one.
good.
I still can't get Zach saying leave Bo out to hang and out of my head.
Oh, jeez.
That phrase is just so dark.
I said you can't leave
I know
him.
you can't leave Bo out to hang. Yeah.
That's what you do to green bananas to help them
That's
true.
ripen evenly.
True.
Is Bo just a green banana?
Yeah, actually, you hope he's a
Yeah.
green banana. Because
Yeah.
if he's a yellow banana right now, it just means he's pretty much
True.
peaked.
Well, and that's what
true.
his detractors say.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wait, so Ryan, especially before, when it was just you and I on the show, we used to call when a quarterback was about to have a really bad year because they were old. We call it the Peyton Manning year. And then we were like, we got to stop doing this. We can't associate Peyton Manning with the only bad year he had.
Yep.
So do we now call that bad year at the end of a career like the banana
The
bread?
Rodgers.
The Rodgers. I was trying to think of it a banana way. Because when bananas
The
are
brown
really
banana
bad,
year.
the brown banana year.
Yeah. I think you could call Peyton's last year a banana bread year because you turned it into something.
Yeah. You took the mush
Yeah.
and made it something.
It all worked out.
It all worked out.
And did that because you had an elite defense.
It's true.
Wow. They were
So
the
if you
flower.
add Myles Garrett, I
Maybe
got
some chocolate chips.
I got one of those emails from like a random odds maker offshore
Yeah, love
about
those.
the odds. They have the Broncos like middle to lower of that 18-1.
Yep.
So it doesn't feel like they're even really in this mix. But to me, this is something that I would just love the signal it sends to the locker room.
It's true.
It's like, we're all in. We're going. Like,
Yeah.
we think Bo is ready. He's going to be able to do this with, whatever free agent wide receivers we sign and what we have here, and let's go get it.
Yep.
Did you say you got the odds from an offshore bookmaker?
Something like that,
Like
yeah.
a bookie?
Yeah.
Are all bookies now retired since sports betting is
No.
big?
No.
Oh, there's still bookies? Are there still loan sharks
Yeah.
too?
They're still weed dealers, too.
Yeah.
Very few, but yeah, there are a few. Yeah.
Are there still moonshine makers?
Yep.
Got
Yeah.
it.
Wow,
Yeah.
bootleggers? Wow.
I've had some apple pie moonshine that was pretty good.
Wow, that's
Yep.
true. Yeah, but that was like in a store, right?
No.
Oh no. Oh yeah, I remember that.
He's from Montana. He knows a
It's
guy.
not from a store.
Didn't you get some from a barber?
Yeah.
Our barber?
No. My ex.
I gotta say, shout out. Something happened today that I never expected. Ryan got us back on track. You just brought it back to the odds. And speaking of those odds, I think I got that same email, Ryan. And looking at these odds, I think it makes it more imperative that the Broncos go out and get Myles Garrett because tied with them at 18-1 is the Chargers. Okay, in the division, tied, fine. The team with the fourth best odds to get Myles Garrett is the Raiders. That's I guess he could just go there to his career to die, to have the raw banana year with the Raiders. But third is the Chiefs.
Oh, my God.
Like, come on. That can't happen.
They're working on it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would
We
make
gotta
me
get-
actually sick to my stomach.
Yeah.
Because his whole statement was about winning championships.
Yeah. Yeah.
So does he have
Also, just
does he get the pick in his trade clause or no?
It's a good Good point. He might just be able to do it with like I'll sign an extension with certain teams, but not with others.
Yep.
So if you're a bad team, don't trade 2 firsts because I'm not signing with you. But man, this is would be just disgusting. And you talk about how it works out for the Broncos right now. It's also a time for them to do it because they're trading a 31st or 32nd overall pick in the draft. Plus, maybe you get him on a discount. Yeah, it can't happen.
No, cannot happen.
Cannot happen. The number 1 team with the odds, Dallas Cowboys, 4-1. Then the Commanders, 5-1.
Well, he definitely can't go to the Cowboys if he's about winning championships.
Yes,
That's a good point.
That is
That
true.
is a good point.
Or like getting paid.
Can you imagine just how shitty that must feel as a Browns fan?
Yeah.
To just be like, I do not believe I have any chance of winning a championship here. I have to go somewhere else.
I mean, that's like Melo. I mean, he
wa-
also
he
just
wanted
wanted to
the
go to New
light.
York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, and then we won't dive too far, but what this does to Travis and Shador in the draft with the Browns, like after this, Coach Prime already said, like, I will not let them go to certain places. When Myles Garrett's getting out, that seems like that closes that door
Yeah,
if it was ever open.
That's fair. That's fair. Because people have been drawing like connections to the Browns that Coach Prime has. He was teammates with Bill Musgrave, like certain things like that. And I just feel like if a team's franchise player is like, get me the hell out of here,
Yeah.
you don't want to go there.
No.
It's not a good look. Yeah, Cleveland hasn't been a place where, like, careers go to die for a while.
Yeah.
So, not a good spot to be in.
Cleveland and the Raiders, there's where careers go to die.
Yep.
So, Myles Garrett, don't go there, and please don't go to Kansas City. Okay, Ryan, we're going to let you off after this one. We're also going to ask every guest, how do you want to see the Chiefs lose this game?
Okay, so little behind the scenes here.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to be at the game, which is really cool. Allie, obviously, diehard Eagles fan, so we got to go. Shout out to our guy Jared, who is helping making that happen with Fresh State Media. That changes things for me, because like I just want to see an absolute beatdown where like the crowd, the Philly fans just keep getting like louder and louder and louder and louder. So I think that would be the most fun way for me in the stadium. If I was watching on the couch, I would probably be just like cheering for heartbreak. Anyway, though, I really don't care. Just they can't win.
Yeah, no, they can't. But can they? Tell me it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
Good. That's what I need to hear. That is what I needed to hear. The man, the myth, the legend. I'm happy that we got you on the show.
Yeah, thanks for hitting up my handler.
Yeah.
He squeezed me in my busy schedule.
Maybe we'll hit up your handler later this week, too.
All right,
we'll
sounds
see.
good.
All right, thanks, Ryan, for joining us.
Love you
and
guys.
Love you, too, man. And let's dive in to this conversation a little more. And I want to ask you guys after this, what do you think about how you would like to see the Chiefs lose this game? What's the dream scenario? And we're going to talk about that after I give a shout out to our friends over at Bet365, our presenting sponsor. The reason we're here, we want a huge shout out to them for sending us here, and we really appreciate what they're doing. Use that code DNVR365 when you sign up. Deposit $10, place a $5 bet. You're going to get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose when you do. Bet365 is just going to have literally hundreds of different bets that you can place on the Super Bowl. So make sure to check them out, whether you're betting on the Super Bowl, whether you're betting on anything, really. I mean, draft odds are now out. Baseball, I'm sure baseball odds are out, but specifically Avalanche and Nuggets right now. So get in on Bet365. If you think, like, I don't know, Luka is going to be traded, maybe place a bet on that. You probably could have got pretty good odds 48 hours ago. So that's code DNVR365 over at Bet365 to get $150 in bonus bets. Must be 21 and older, physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, once help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply.
And shout out to Toyota. You know, you said we wouldn't be here if not for Bet365. I'd say the same thing about Toyota, because we took that RAV4 all the way from Colorado to New Orleans.
Yeah, it was a doozy.
Yeah, it was a long
But it was
drive.
comfortable in Toyota.
Yeah, it was. Of course, stopped at Circle K, got some snacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We hit up Bet365 in the states that we could.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We let Yaya control the music.
Yeah.
I think if I, yeah.
A lot of Florico. Yeah.
We let Todd handle the Mando.
Really? Yeah, I mean, yes, we did. Yes, we did. There we go. Oh, yeah. So Toyota, I mean, why would you fly anywhere when you can just take a Toyota? Toyotas are the best. The RAV4, Tacoma, the Tundra I-Force Max Hybrid truck.
Yep.
That's a cool sounding car. It's even cooler to drive in, which we did. Visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you. Auto Nation Toyota, Arapahoe and Centennial, Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota, official automotive partner of the NFL and the official vehicle of DNVR. Let's go places.
Oh, you still very happy.
Let's go.
You're pretty much in here now.
There's a
You're
baseball
back.
trade, but it was once again not the Rockies.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, we wouldn't expect that.
Bet365, $10 on the Rockies to win their division. Win $2,500.
Yeah, because that's not going to happen.
Hey, someday they're finally going to win the NL West.
Someday they will.
Yeah.
And someday they'll get that huge odd.
They've gone 25 years. Well, I guess 30 years now without winning the division. But
Wow.
Yeah, that's very
they'll win
sad.
it. This is the year.
For the Broncos,
You'd be crazy
too?
not to make the bet.
This is the year for the Broncos?
Ooh, Broncos would have much better odds, wouldn't? I think that's what 7-1 maybe. I would guess.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
That's what I think. So, guys, I want to ask you the question. We're going to ask all of our guests this week. How do you want to see the Chiefs lose on Sunday? And in the Toyota chat, let us know how you want to see them lose too.
Me personally, I would just love to see a day that is historic by Saquon Barkley. Just like break the rushing record in the Super Bowl. Because I've been a part of defenses, and when you give up a big rushing day, like, it's demoralizing. There's nothing worse than letting the team run all over. Even a quarterback having a career day throwing the ball isn't as bad as just really getting your face pounded in, by running back and offensive line. So that would be the best thing for me, is just Saquon Barkley to go crazy, and they give him, 30 touches, and he goes absolutely bonkers.
Man, I love that.
So, yeah.
Henry?
That's a good one. I just want to see somebody cry. Like, ideally, it's
Dang.
Mahomes. If it's Andy Reid, that'd make me happy too.
But
then you
tears of sadness.
Right,
right. Yeah.
Okay.
No, pain also. But
So,
yeah.
like, bawling hysterically?
Oh, yeah. Like so bad we find out he's wearing makeup. Like, it was like, oh, and you've been wearing makeup this whole time? But, yeah, I think Mahomes I want to see cry the most. Andy Reid would be second. And then it's got to be Kelsey after that, and then Chris Jones.
Where's Taylor Swift in here?
I don't listen to a lot of her music, but she seems like a very emotional person. So I think she's probably constantly crying regardless. Again, just based on the little I know of her music. So, I mean, yeah, she can cry again. That'd make me happy, but I have a feeling she cries a lot. So it doesn't mean quite as much.
Wow.
I mean, am I wrong, though? Isn't that her whole thing? Is like, oh, I have this guy, and I broke up with him, and then...
Yeah.
But then it turns empowered, and I don't know. Yeah, so, I mean, whatever causes, like, some physical pain on top of just, like, making them
you
cry.
want physical pain, too.
Oh, all sort, anything that can make you
Wow.
cry, except for happy
Deep.
stuff.
Yeah, that's mean.
Yeah.
You're mean.
I don't-
Do you wish
harsh.
that on me every day?
No,
Zach
you're not a
disagrees with my
chief.
take, so I want physical pain inflicted on him.
Not every day.
Oh, dang.
I know. But
Todd,
see,
could
sometimes
Todd could inflict physical pain
Oh, yeah.
on either of us.
Yeah. We
gonna do
found
that.
out. Was
Thank
it
you.
9:05 on the punching bag?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had I went first. I had the 8:38, and I was like, I caught that pretty clean. I might have a chance here. And then 9:05.
Yep.
You did hit it, pretty hard, though.
Yeah.
Zach, what'd you have, like 6?
No, I was like 9:44, I think.
Okay.
No,
Yeah, it was
I remember that
just
thing
above
started
you
at
guys.
6.
Because you stayed after we left, so that must have happened after.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it. That's it.
Okay.
I went back to the left hand, did the opposite hand.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How I want to see the Chiefs lose is I want to see them lose a heartbreaker, kind of like Ryan said, because then that would snap the narrative that Mahomes is like incredible in close games too. So I want to see him throw a pick when down 4 and he's on the 15-yard line about to score and win, and instead he messes it up for them. And then maybe he just thinks about it the rest of his career, can never win another championship.
Dang. Yeah, that would be pretty bad.
That
Pretty
would be
traumatic.
But also Saquon going for 300 yards sounds pretty nice too.
Yeah. They both could happen.
Yeah.
know?
They really. Oh man, that would be amazing.
That would.
Speaking
And then Henry's would happen if
True.
both
Somebody
of ours
cried.
happen.
yeah, that's really
Yeah.
true. So defense. Chris Jones is crying then.
Yeah, that'd be good.
He cries every game, though, to start the
does.
game, right?
Yeah.
When the national anthem comes on.
I didn't realize
We call that the no-Sean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy, yeah. Other thing about that punching bag machine, there was another guy who came in after, who he was wearing like Tim's, so you'd be like, okay, this guy can probably punch this thing. He was also wearing these weirdly tight red plaid pants, and so you're like, well, there's no way this guy has any power in a punch. And those two things you just couldn't like get read. And then he punched the hell out of that bag.
He was warming up a lot. All of us just punched
we just go up there and
You
punch.
had a little running start, but
like stretching.
He's like stretching and twisting. Like, I'm like, bro, just punch the bag.
Was that the one who was with the girl?
No, he was bad.
Because he was really bad, and he was really trying to impress her, though. That
I know.
I felt really bad.
He
He was
almost,
like,
like,
no,
missed.
just another $1, one more time.
I know. And she leaned over to me. She was like, my man can't do this, but he's trying.
When a girl says that, how do you respond, Todd?
I was like, sheesh. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
That was bad.
Do we have another Ryan joining us right now? No,
Nope.
yeah, he says, F you guys. Definitely don't want that. We literally have 3 Ryans here. We have 2 Zachs. We have 1 Todd and 1 Henry.
Yep.
You guys are unique and special this
I
week.
still have no pants.
Wow.
Which means I think I've just committed to I'm going to have to wear shorts tonight, but then tomorrow I'm going to have a chance to go grab
You'll have time.
pants.
You'll have time
We have
tonight.
time?
Yeah. I think, hopefully.
I hope so. I would love pants.
We'll see how your night unfolds tonight.
Oh, this night is not unfolding. We're keeping this night folded up. Yep.
Okay, let's dive into our next guest who we had join us just about an hour ago, the great Ross Tucker. Let's turn it over and hear from Ross what he has to say. He's got some good stories. You're going to enjoy this one. All right, we are joined by the legend Ross Tucker. Ross, thank you so much for coming on and talking. We got so much to talk about today.
Yeah, I just realized the only playoff game I ever played in my career was at Denver.
Wow.
It was 2005 season, and the reason why I bring it up is because Tom Brady had never lost a playoff game until they put me in.
Oh, no.
He was like 10-0 or whatever it was, or he won 3 Super Bowls, and in 2002 they hadn't made the playoffs, and then 2005 I'm inactive against Jacksonville, but somebody had a bad back, so I only play on special teams, so I was not the reason why we lost. But it was cool to play in a playoff game. You guys had Jake the Snake Plummer was the
Yes,
quarterback, and we had so many injuries, and then we had like 5 turnovers in the game. I think it was just like all of our best guys. I think Troy Brown fumbled. Kevin Falk might have fumbled. Brady threw a couple picks. But that's the game where I saw maybe the sickest physical feat I've ever seen on a football field. Champ Bailey, my former teammate with the Redskins, picked off Brady on the goal line, okay? Champ's fast. Dude.
Yep.
Ben Watson is on the other side, and he chases him down. It was nuts, and there was all kinds of controversy. I actually would like to see that play again. Well, I don't know. Do you remember? Was it reviewed? Or I can't remember what happened.
They might not have had review back then.
I don't even. Am I that old? I don't know. They might not have had review then, but it was like to this day. Ben Watson after that for like 10 years did all kinds of speaking engagements about never giving up
That's
and all that
incredible.
stuff. It was crazy. So anyway, I saw Brady recently. And I never told him that story before. I said, you were undefeated in the playoffs, so they put me in. And he laughed. He thought it was funny. He probably didn't think it was funny. But anyway, that's the truth.
Well, Ross, we need to thank you on behalf of Broncos country for giving the Broncos the win in that game. Really appreciated that. And speaking of Mile High, we're obviously down here in New Orleans, but we got to ask you a serious question to start off. What do you prefer, oysters or Rocky Mountain oysters?
Ooh, that's a very good
It's a tough
question. Are you guys going to get mad at me? You're going to get mad at me. Refresh my memory on Rocky Mountain oysters.
Yeah,
Todd,
tell
would you
them
like
all
to
about
take
it. Tell them all about it.
I think I know what it is.
I think it's
Yeah,
Bull's
Colorado-
balls.
That's okay.
Colorado delicacy.
I knew it was somebody's balls. I didn't know it was the Bulls. The truth, the correct answer is I don't like either. To be honest with you,
wow.
I'm more of a I like steamed clams.
I do like that.
okay.
I don't love oysters. Although, dude, New Orleans, I've already eaten I had 2 of those like muffaletta sandwiches last night. It's rough.
It's rough. Good initially, but then it gets a little rough.
Oh no, I'll work out 1.5 times a day while I'm here. Like most days, I'll work out twice. A couple days, just one. When I go home, I'll have gained 12 to 17 pounds. No joke.
Yeah.
Between eating and drinking.
Yep.
And I know some of that. This guy's in good shape. I know some of that is like water weight and salt or whatever. But all I know is when I left Pennsylvania, it said 254. When I get back to Pennsylvania, it'll say 266 or more. It definitely will.
So really quick clarifying question. You said this guy's in shape. You're pointing to me, right?
No,
the guy next to you.
Dang.
No,
You got
there's
me
no
hyped.
food like New Orleans food. When I played here in 2014, I was 250 the whole time. I've never been above 230 the rest of my career. The food here is just different.
You know what else I think about New Orleans? Being around, I think they might have the #1 ranked accent in the country.
That's a good call.
I love hearing people like with the
Yeah,
real
baby.
like Cajun Creole. Yeah. Hey baby, come on over here, baby.
Yeah.
I can't do it, but like if I could pick an accent, like if someone said you have to have an accent, like I'm not picking like Boston, you know what I mean? Like I'm picking New Orleans.
Yeah.
New Orleans,
That's
babe.
nice. You nailed it.
New Orleans.
So Ross, you played for Sean Payton. You played under Sean Payton. What was that like? 2002 with the Cowboys, is that right?
Yeah, I would. I don't know if I'd go that far as to say played. It was 03. I actually started the last 7 games at left guard in 02 for the Cowboys. And then they fired Dave Campo. They hired Bill Parcells, and his OC was Sean Payton. So I was there with Sean in like OTAs and stuff.
Yep.
And then they cut me after the full squad minicamp. I never even got, with Parcells and Payton, I never got to put a helmet and shoulder pads on, which is so weird. Like, it's a lesson in life. Because I remember saying that Parcells, I'm like, you're cutting me? Like, after OT, like, oh, you don't even have helmets on.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have shoulder pads on. It's like, he's like, oh. Best thing ever happened to me, dude. I got picked up on waivers by Buffalo. I go there. I start like 20 games the next 2 years. Did a contract extension. If Dallas would have kept me to the end of training camp and then cut me, that could have been bad, really bad. So sometimes it's like a blessing. It really is.
Yeah. Wow. So it's good to be cut by Sean Payton is what we're learning.
It was for me in that instance.
Yeah.
The first time I got cut, I went from the Redskins to the Cowboys, and there's no state income tax. It was during the season, 2002 season. No state income tax in Texas, so my paycheck went up like $1,200. I was like, getting fired is awesome. This is amazing. Then I got the next time I got fired. You know, here's something crazy about that. It was the off season. It was like June or July, right? And 2 teams put in waiver claims for me: the San Diego Chargers and the Buffalo Bills. They were both 8-8 the year before. So I literally did not know where I was going. Wow. So I have my car packed. I'm either driving to the airport to fly to San Diego, or I'm driving, like, I live in central Pennsylvania, like 5 hours up to Buffalo. And I guess before the draft, they do a coin toss. And whoever wins the coin toss drafts first and has priority order with waiver claims. So literally, I don't know what would have happened with my life. You know, like my wife was in New York City, like, it's just crazy to think about it. But anyway, I ended up going to Buffalo and ended up being best stop of my career.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Everything came down to like 50-50 chance.
Yeah.
It all worked out.
Yeah, I try to believe things happen for a reason, and that's a pretty good example, I think.
Yeah. Out of all the places you played, what was your favorite stadium? Crowd noise, fans, what was your favorite?
Well, I don't know if I would say it's my favorite stadium, but definitely my favorite team was the Bills. So it was Redskins, Cowboys, Bills, Patriots, Browns very briefly, then back to the Redskins. You know, it's hard to separate how things go for, as you know, how things go for you personally versus everything else. So in Buffalo, I played the most.
Yep.
I got, like, if people call into my show, the only team they really remember me for is the Bills. You know what I mean? Like, like Cowboys fans don't remember me, which is why I love it. Anytime you meet somebody that says that they're the biggest Cowboys fan ever, this is amazing.
You're looking at it.
Who else would ask you that question? Right here, me. Don't tell me you're the biggest Cowboys fan ever, because you didn't know I started the last 7 games at left guard in place at Larry in 2000. Imagine that, by the way.
Wow.
First ballot Hall of Famer, okay? And the first 3 or 4 games, they listed him as questionable. So every game when I came out to start, You've never seen people so happy to see me that it was me and not Larry. They're like, Tucker, not a good feeling.
Give me a hug.
Thank God you're here. Thank God, let's have fun today. I'm like, heck with you, man. Heck with you.
So, Ross, really quick, before we let you go, 2 more things. First one, we're from Denver.
Yeah.
Pulling for the Eagles. How will the Chiefs lose this game? How do you want to see them lose this game?
So first of all, do you guys ski all? Please tell me you ski all the time.
Was up there 48 hours ago. Yep.
Oh, that's incredible.
That's nice.
Next weekend.
Every year we go to Vail with my high school buddies. This year we're doing Breckenridge.
Ooh.
Yep.
So next weekend I'll be skiing in Montana. I do
where? I'm from Montana.
Big Sky.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I do a week in Deer Valley in Utah.
Okay.
It's the only
man.
thing post-football I can do.
Yeah.
Golf hurts. I had a back surgery in Buffalo, so golf hurts my back. Basketball kills my back and right knee, but I can ski. So I love it.
When you couldn't ski during your career, right?
No, I
Yeah.
wouldn't take that
Yeah,
chance.
no.
What if I tore an ACL? The rest of my life,
no.
I'd be regretting
No.
that. So the Eagles have more talent than the Chiefs. They're the better team.
I like this.
The problem is the Chiefs have a first ballot Hall of Famer quarterback and a first ballot Hall of Famer head coach. So I've been saying, you guys, I mean, I do Eagles preseason. I do work for the Eagles all year. I do like their NBC show and whatever. They got to win by 2 scores or at least be up by 2 scores. Like, because if it's a 1-score game, it's really hard to take Sirianni and Hurts over, Mahomes and Andy Reid. Just hard to do. They got the more talent. It's crazy because 2 years ago they had more talent, okay? And Hurts played like maybe the best game of his career. And they still lost. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So they got to run all over him. I think they have a decent chance to do that. That's the key. Just give the ball to Saquon and just keep pounding him. I've never seen anything like it. Like, he'll eventually break one for like 80 yards. I can't ever remember a guy, TD had those 2 great years, and he would break some, but not this many 60, 70-yard runs. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. And Ross, you loved having you on. You are here with my front page story where their slogan is, "She'll cry, you'll win." How is your significant other crying on Valentine's Day a good thing?
Because they're happy tears, because you went out of your way to do something special for once in your life, and you went to myfrontpagestory.com. No, literally, when you're driving home from work, you talk to one of their professional writers for, 10 minutes, tell them how great your significant other is. They write this incredible story. Looks like it's on the cover of the newspaper. It's framed. It's beautiful.
It is.
And I've seen guys do this. Here's the 2 things I'll tell you to do, okay? When you give it to her, as she's opening it, she won't know what it is. Just like, "Babe, I wanted something special for you this year, so I had a story written about you." That sounds like the most romantic thing anyone's ever done.
Yeah.
Wait, you had a story written about me? Yes. And then when she reads it, make sure you tell the writer, "I just never thank her enough for all the little things she does."
Very nice.
Great line in there.
I've watched
That's a
them
good
read
one.
the story, and they're like, "Oh, he notices." Like, it's hilarious. It's like automatic. And by the way, since it's framed, they'll have it hanging up in the house. So it's like the gift that keeps on giving. Next time you get in an argument, you'll be like, "Oh, do you have a story written about me?" No, you didn't. I have a story written about you.
Wow.
Myfrontpagestory.com. It's the gift that keeps on giving. You can't do flowers or take out dinner every year. Change it up. Myfrontpagestory.com.
I love it. Thank you, Ross Tucker.
sure.
Loved your insight, and let's hope Saquon goes off for a couple of 80
Oh, man, that would be good for all of us.
It would
We're
be.
all on the same page on that one.
Thank you, Ross.
Sounds great. Thanks for having me.
Shout out to Ross Tucker for not only joining us and having some good stories, but for also helping Tom Brady lose his first playoff game, especially in Denver. That was a heck of a game when that happened, and he brought back the Champ Bailey thing. That's one of the most memorable plays in Broncos history.
Yeah, that was awesome. And shout out to him, man. He's a good guy. I liked having him on, and appreciate him in Denver.
Yeah. Good stuff. Gotta get a wife so I can get her the.
Well, you don't need a
Yeah,
wife.
you don't need a wife.
I'm sure your girl would
I
like
guess
that.
that's true. You could really do that for anybody.
Yeah.
But you-
They're really pushing it for wives though.
Yes, because a lot of guys can forget about their wives.
Yeah. It's just like,
Sad.
oh yeah, I have a wife. Is that you this week, Todd?
No,
No.
I'm not taking it
Oh
that
my
far.
goodness. Okay, so let's put a bow on this Myles Garrett conversation. And guys, what if I told you the Browns were only looking for players in return? Then how far would you be willing to go if you're the Broncos for a 29-year-old dominant pass rusher that you really think can play in any scheme?
We give up 2 or 3 players for sure. You're saying which particular players?
Exactly.
I mean, they're gonna have to be really good.
Yep.
If they only want players, so you're talking
Yep.
probably about Nick Bonito.
Yep.
Maybe even you would have to give up a wide receiver too, and maybe even a 3rd player. Well, 3 players, yeah. I don't even know. A D lineman? Do we have to give up Zach Allen, or is that too much?
No, I think if you're the
might be.
Browns, if you approach the Browns and you said Nick Bonito and Zach Allen,
Yeah,
would they take that? Or would they say no more?
they would probably want more still.
That's tough.
Yeah,
I think
they're
they'd want-
greedy.
no, I think you're Riley Moss.
Moss and Nick Bonito.
So we have no defense outside of
Myles
Patrick
Garrett.
Mahomes and Myles Garrett.
wow.
Gosh, but I agree with you, Todd. I think that the Browns would want more than Zach Allen and Nick Bonito. But if you were, because they'd probably want draft picks. But if you're in their position, wouldn't you say we hope to get these draft picks to then draft the next Nick Bonito and Zach Allen? And they're both so young. Would you
Yeah.
guys make that deal?
No.
If you're the
I wouldn't.
Broncos.
No.
No.
We're giving up too many young, talented players, and we are in a position to win right now, but we're not a Myles Garrett away from winning. We're
Yeah.
Tyler Warren and a Genty away. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I couldn't do it. It's just too expensive for an older player who you have to pay. Like, that's the big thing, is you just have to find the money. And, like, if you make the deal, DJ Jones is certainly not coming back. So you almost have to factor that into the deal, you know? Where it's like, not
Right.
only are you giving up the picks, you're also like, no DJ Jones. Like, you're probably going to have to cut somebody else, because I don't know how exactly you make it work.
Well, but at the exact same time, though, Nick Bonito is likely going to sign a contract extension this offseason for $25 million a year.
Yeah, but at least you get one more year with him cheap, you know? Like, one cheap year, that's still $20 million that you save.
Yeah, but if you sign Myles Garrett to an extension, you can build it the same way, too.
But there wouldn't be that one cheap year.
Because he's already expensive, I see.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
wind up, if you give him 4 years and $100 million, which would probably be a steal, instead you could have Bonito for like $1 million this year, then 3 years
Right.
of that, and so winds up saving $20 million or more.
So what you're saying is add Myles Garrett to Nick Bonito this year, because then the two of them cost $31 million.
Or maybe Myles Garrett just doesn't belong in Denver.
But what if he goes to Kansas City?
Well, that would suck.
Yeah.
That would suck.
Yeah, I think if it's either he goes to Kansas City or we give up more than we need to get him, I would choose that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because there's no reason that he needs to be there.
No, him and Chris Jones.
Seems like the Chiefs have a bunch of one-year deals too. It's like DeAndre Hopkins; they can just let walk if they want to.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
like Travis Kelce will retire at some point. If he retires, all of a sudden that opens up a chunk of money. I bet they could make it work.
Let's hope
they
not.
can't.
Let's hope not.
Let's hope
not.
that they cannot make it work. Do we want to end the show with some finger football?
Yeah. Starting with the foreplay, finishing with the finger football. What a show! Yeah. So how do we want to do this?
You just gotta.
Are we just gonna? It's kind of tough to flick sideways, you know.
How do you normally flick?
We're back to the foreplay. Oh, we just rotate through.
Well, you guys just go, because I'll go
Okay.
next time, because
Here.
I can't get a good angle on it. That's a miss.
That's a
was
miss. It's
like-
tough to
You weren't
flick
even
sideways.
close.
It's
that
tough
was
to flick
that
sideways.
was embarrassing.
Yeah,
Thank
it was
you.
bad.
Here.
Be embarrassed.
Okay, excuse me.
Oh, yeah,
I'm gonna
welcome.
flick this. So Henry was 0
Oh,
for 1.
see, I should have stood up.
Here
Oh,
we
this
go.
is still going right. It's still going right.
That was in.
No, that was off.
Oh, it was close.
That was
it was
off for
close.
sure.
Todd, we need you now. Oh yeah, you cheated.
Oh.
Oh, you still
I
missed.
don't.
That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing.
Dang.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
tough. I'm not a kicker.
What do we call that? What do we call that when you hit the upright?
A doink.
A doink. No, but yeah, it was a Davis doink. A Davis
Wow.
doink.
A Davis
That
doink.
is what we
I'll
call
never
it.
forget the day.
I think that's the only time that we had a doink on this show today. I think everything else is pretty good, huh?
I mean, I was closer than all you guys.
You literally
From
were
where I
closest.
started
You
and
put
also
exactly.
how close I was to making it.
Wow.
So shout out to everyone for making this a fun episode. Shout out to Ross Tucker for joining us. Shout out to Ryan Koenigsberg. Shout out to Henry, who I think his mind is now fully in the game right now.
He's back, Jack.
What was that?
Yeah, exactly. Shout out to Super Bowl 50 champ Todd Davis, all of the support staff, specifically Yahir. And we appreciate everyone for tuning in. Hit us
Dancing
with the
to Drake
thumbs up.
last night.
We have guests scheduled the rest of the week. Tomorrow, I can tell you it's going to be a fun one.
Yes.
We'll see how far Henry wants to push our. Whoa. Pause. How
You say stuff all the time. You don't get to do that. No.
I don't say stuff all the time. I keep very PG around here.
Okay.
We'll see how far Henry wants to push tomorrow's guest, which could be interesting. But he's gonna
that
have
is so-
some.
oh,
He's gonna have
boy.
some great insights.
He
So you're gonna
doesn't
want to
know, but
make
he's my
sure
enemy.
to stay tuned to that. And thank you all for tuning in. Hit us with a thumbs up on the way out. We appreciate you guys. Have a magnificent Monday. We'll see you tomorrow, 11 a.m. Denver time, 12 p.m. New Orleans time, 1 p.m. East Coast time. Have a great day.
We all silly like the mayor.